Hi everyone, it's Christy Mason and welcome back to Christy's Book Corner. And we are going to continue with the adventures of Connecticut's journey to Grand Central Station. Today's chapter is called The Bullies, which I do not like. I do not like bullies. So, Chapter 6, The Bullies. It was Friday, and everyone was up early. That is, everyone except Connecticut. The Reeses knew he'd be up soon, though. The smell of fresh bacon and eggs was ruffling through the air, and they knew he wouldn't be able to resist one of his favorite breakfasts. Connecticut opened his eyes and smelled the bacon cooking. He thought to himself. He jumped out of bed and sprinted down the hallway to the kitchen, happy to see that he hadn't missed breakfast. Mom Reese took the cooked bacon out of the pan, wiped it with a paper towel, and set the strips of bacon into the bowl. She placed the bowl in the oven to keep the bacon warm. How would you like your eggs cooked today? Mom Reese asked him. Well, how about over easy on top of toast? Connecticut answered. Coming right up, Mom Reese said, as she began to cracking the eggs over the black, flat frying pan. That's good. That sounds good to me, too, Jordan said, as he pulled out a chair at the kitchen table for Connecticut to sit down. Me too, Christopher added. They chattered about their dinner the night before as they enjoyed their breakfast. This was one of the coolest holidays ever, Connecticut thought to himself. After breakfast, all three boys decided to walk around the station. Connecticut noticed a group of teenagers, and he didn't like the look of them. When he looked into their souls, he could see that they were very mean. The bullies. He learned from Jordan that they were known to be some of the biggest bullies in New York, and they liked to hang out at Grand Central, looking for someone to pick on. The bullies spotted Jordan, and they were just about ready to pick a fight with him when they noticed Connecticut. One of the bullies looked at Jordan and asked, "Who is he?" as he pointed his thumb at Connecticut. "And why is he looking around the station? Is he dumb or something?" "Who do you think you are?" Jordan answered. "You stop picking on my new brother. He's not dumb either." "He looks like he is," one of the larger bullies shouted out in a deep voice. "If I were you, I'd get out of here. Connecticut doesn't like bullies like you," Jordan said. "Oh, so that's who this dude is," and another bully yelled out. "I've heard about him, but I didn't know what he looked like." When the bullies motioned for the others to follow him over to where Connecticut was standing. He walked up to Connecticut while the other bullies hid behind him. The bullies crept up on Connecticut and made a circle around him, trying to scare him. Connecticut didn't want them to know he was scared. He felt sick to his stomach, and he was afraid his knees were going to start shaking. Jordan ran to get Mom Reese. Christopher made his way through the crowd toward Connecticut, while Mom Reese ran to get a security guard. "Get out of here and leave us alone," Christopher said angrily. "We're tired of you picking on Jordan, and now you're picking on our new brother?" The bullies noticed the security guards walking toward them, so they took off and left the station. "Are you okay, Connecticut?" Christopher asked as he gently put his arm around his shoulder. "I'm okay," Connecticut fibbed. He didn't want to admit that he had been very scared. "Come on, boys," Mom Reese said. "Let me treat you to some New York fries." They walked downstairs to the restaurant. The hostess led them over to the booth, and they placed their order with the waitress. She brought over a plate of fries for each one of them. Connecticut grabbed the ketchup bottle and squirted a generous amount on the side of his plate. He began to daydream as he picked up a long fry and scooped up a gob of ketchup. He started to think about Kate. He knew one day he would get married, and he hoped it would be to Kate. Connecticut thought he had a great family and a bright future ahead of him. He wasn't sure yet what he wanted to do, but he was confident that he would be successful. Memories began to talk, which snapped Connecticut back to reality. There's a special movie that is going to be shown at the theaters next door, Memory said as she checked her watch. It's going to start in about a half an hour. It's about Grand Central, and I thought it would be interesting if we went to see it. Maybe we'll be in the movie, Jordan joked. Christopher chuckled. I don't think so. Remember, it's not common knowledge that we live here. They finished their fries, walked out of the station door, and entered the movie theater. From the moment they left the station, the hairs on backs of Connecticut's neck stood up on end. Sometimes he didn't trust the big city, and he had an uneasy feeling in the pit of his stomach. They bought their movie tickets and entered the darkened theater. Connecticut felt better once they were seated, and the movie began. They learned lots of cool facts about Grand Central Station. Grand Central. Connecticut thought it was funny that they always knew about things that were not in the movie, like the apartment they lived in. They lived. As soon as the movie finished, people poured out of the theater and spilled onto the streets. Once again, Connecticut had an uneasy feeling, and his spine began to tingle. What if the bullies or gang members are out here tonight? He asked himself. Connecticut was amused when Montgomery suddenly said, "Never trust anyone around you because they could be bad. You've got to be alert to your surroundings." Once again, it was like Montgomery could read his mind. They entered Grand Central and walked toward the huge clock. Connecticut turned around, and that's when he noticed a group of thugs at the door of the station, trying to get in. They must have followed us from the movie theater, he muttered to himself as his legs began to shake. Connecticut was happy to see the security guards protecting everyone from getting attacked. Much to everyone's relief, the thugs left without making a disturbance. They, accidentally knocking over something. They entered their apartment, and soon they were all safely tucked into their beds, sleeping soundly. Connecticut drifted off to sleep, completely unaware that one of the thugs had turned to look at Connecticut and said, "We'll be back, Connecticut. I'd watch out if I were you." Connecticut tossed and turned in his sleep. He began dreaming about a special needs friend of his who couldn't walk or talk. Eric spent all of his days in his wheelchair, and he passed away when he was only 14 years old. In Connecticut's dream, Eric was able to walk and talk, and they were watching television with another friend, Ty. It was a nice dream, and Connecticut laughed out loud in his sleep. He was laughing so hard that he woke himself up. Once he woke himself up, he laughed even harder. Oh my god. That last bit actually happened, though, with me, because I did have a friend who died. His name was Eric, and he was in a wheelchair. And I don't know about Ty, though. But I do laugh in my sleep sometimes. Anyway, oh my god, it was a interesting chapter. Stay tuned for tomorrow for chapter 7. Remember to comment, subscribe, and like, and to dare to dream. And today's quote of the day is, "Life is short, make it sweet." And that is a song title from Old Dominion. It's actually called "Life is Short." Make it sweet, actually, but that's the line. Anyway, bye guys.